Hello, kamatuklas! Welcome back sa isa na namang pagtuklas ng aralin sa mathematics. Consider this diagram or the table that is being presented. If asked to solve for the quartile, can you use the formula of the quartile is equal to k over 4 times the quantity n plus 1? The data in our previous video on quartile for ungrouped data is different here because it is already arranged into range or by class. As a result, a new formula for this kind of data presentation will be used, and that is the measures of position for group data, especially calculating the quartile. Recall that the quartiles are the score points that divide a distribution into 4 equal parts, like what is being presented on our screen. Na-discuss na natin ito sa nakaraan nating panayam nang i-discuss natin ang ungrouped data for quartile, wherein we said that quartile 1 is called the lower quartile, quartile 2 is the median, and quartile 3 is the upper quartile. So, let us start knowing the formula for the group data calculation for quartile. The formula that we will be using is this formula wherein k represents the nth quartile, where n is equal to 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is for first quartile, 2 is for the second quartile, and 3 is for the third quartile. So that's k that we are talking about here, and the other one. Another one is this symbol. This symbol is the lower boundary of the quartile class. So this one. So in other formula, ang ginagamit dyan ay L. So with our formula, in this presentation, ang gagamitin natin ay capital LB. Then the next one is this one, which is N, and that is the total frequency. The next one is this symbol. So this symbol means cumulative frequency of the class before the quartile class. Then the next symbol is this one, and this symbol is frequency of quartile class. And the last is I, which is the size of the class interval. In addition, it is also important that we are particular with the formula to calculate the quartile class. And the formula for the quartile class is kn over 4, or k times n over 4. So when we talk of quartile 1, pwedeng n over 4 na lang yan. Kasi sa quartile 2, kailangan talaga 2 ito. At sa quartile 3, 3 talaga dito yung ating magiging k. So let us try to apply the formula with an example. Calculate quartile 1 using the mathematics exam of grade 12 lab using this table. So this table, at this side of the table is the range of the grades of grade 12 lab test score. So ito rin yung ang tatawagin din nating class. So class, tsaka ito din, ito rin, and each range ay tatawagin din nating class. On the other side, ito naman yung tinatawag nating frequency of their score. So let us try to calculate the quartile 1. In this side, so makukuha na natin yung interval. Ang interval, kung magbibilang tayo, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yun yung magiging interval. Dito naman, makukuha na rin natin yung summation of F. So pag sinabing summation of F, that's the total frequency. So i-add lang natin ito, 5, 7, 10, 8, 12, and 3. At ang total niyan ay 45. So yun yung tinatawag na summation of 8. So this will be needed later on with our formula. Okay, so let's start solving or calculating the quartile 1. Okay, ano kaya yung una nating aalamin? This is what are we going to look for. Determine the lower boundaries. To solve lower boundary, subtract 5/10 to the smaller number per class. So, pag titignan natin ito, binanggit ko kanina, ito ay per class. At kung titignan natin, from this class, 11 to 15, ang ating smaller number ay 11. So, 11 yung smaller number. Sa 16 to 20, 16. Sa 21 to 25, 21. Sa 26 to 30, 26. Sa 31 to 35, 31. Sa 36 to 40, 36. So, yun yung ating smaller number. Knowing that, we can already determine the lower boundary. So, ito nga, sabi natin, smaller number minus 5/10. So, smaller number is 11 minus 5/10. The answer is 10 and 5/10. So, lagay natin. So, yun yung lower bound ng class na ito. Next, sa 16 naman. Okay, 16 minus 5/10. Answer is 15 and 5/10. Sa 21, minus 5/10. The answer is 20 and 5/10. Sa 26, 26 minus 5/10. The answer is 25 and 5/10. So 31. So we have 31 minus 5/10. The answer is 30 and 5/10. Then the last one is 36. 36 minus 5/10. The answer is 35 and 5/10. So yan yung una nating aalamin, the lower boundary. Kailangan natin yan later on kapag i-apply na natin ng formula. So after knowing the lower boundaries, ang next nating aalamin ay determine the cumulative frequency. So ito yung ating mga frequency. We know that this is our frequency. So from the lower class, doon tayo magsisimula. So we need to copy the lower class frequency. At ang frequency ng lower class natin ay 3. So we just copy this. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to work on para makuha natin yung cumulative. Then after that, yung 3 na sagot natin dito, ipa-plus natin sa frequency ng class na kasunod, which is 12. That means to say 3 plus 12. Then that will be 15. The next is yung 15 naman na nakuha natin dito, we are going to add it to the next frequency. So that's 8. So 15 plus 8, that's 23. Follow the next procedure. So, yun na uli yung gagawin natin, plus 10. Okay, follow pa rin, same procedure pa rin, plus 7, 40, then the last one is 45. Okay, so, another important things kapag kinukuha ang cumulative frequency, tandaan nyo na dapat siya ay equal sa total frequency na nakuha natin sa kanina, summation of F, na nakuha natin ay 45, dapat yung last cumulative frequency ay equal doon. So, nakuha naman natin, summation of F natin, 45, at 45 din yung last cumulative frequency. So, ibig sabihin, this is correct. Okay, so as we continue working with this, next thing that we need to work on is to identify this one. So, alamin na natin ang class or the quartile 1 class. So, para makuha yung quartile 1 class, ito yung formula binanggit natin kanina when we talk of the formula. So, gamit yan. So, alam natin na ang N ay 45. Yan yung summation of F or the total frequency. At ang K natin ay 1 since we are talking of quartile 1. So, substituting to the formula, K is 1 times 45 over 4. So, when we multiply 1 times 45, that's 45 over 4. At pag dinivide ito, that's 11 and 25 hundredths. So, that means to say, yan yung ating magiging quartile 1 class. So, remember that, quartile 1 class. Okay, this time, we need to locate the class interval where quartile 1 class is situated. Sabi natin kanina, ang quartile 1 class natin ay 11 and 25 hundredths. Gamit yung table natin kanina, ito na yung table natin na may lower boundaries at may cumulative frequency. So, dito makukuha sa cumulative frequency kung saan located ang quartile 1 class. So, dahil ang frequency natin sa unang class ay 3, ito na yon. So, ibig sabihin, may tatlong nakakuha ng between 11 to 15 na score. Na test score ng grade 12 lang. Ibig sabihin, may tatlo. Kaya itong tatlong ito ay yung first, second, and third score na nakuha dito. So, narito yung first, second, and third score. Ibig sabihin, kasunod ng 3 ay 4. So, 4, fourth score, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hanggang dito, yun yun. So, 4 to 15, dito naman mapupunta sa class 16 to 20. So, kung mapapansin nyo, dahil siya ay nasa 4 to 15 at ito ay 11 and 25 hundredths, this quartile 1 class is between 4th and 15th. So, ito ngayon yung ating class na pag-uusapan. In other words, ito yung class ng quartile 1, 16 to 15. Yan, lagay na natin. Yan yung class ng quartile 1, 16 to 15. Dahil yan na yung quartile 1 class, dyan na rin natin makikita ang lahat ng information na kailangan natin sa formula. Tulad ng lower boundary. So, ang magiging lower boundary natin, ito mismo, 15 and 5 hundredths. So, ito na rin yung magiging frequency ng quartile 1 class. So, 12. At ito, interval, nakuha na natin kanina at summation of F. Yan na rin yung N. So, ito ngayon yung cumulative frequency below. So, dahil ito yung pinag-uusapan natin, 15. So, siya yung cumulative frequency na nasa baba ng 15. So, kaya kailangan din natin yan. So, ngayon, makukuha na natin ang N. Sabi ko, yung summation of F, yun yung N. Then, cumulative frequency below is 3. Ito. Then, frequency of the quartile 1 class is 12. Then, the lower boundary is 15 and 5 tenths. Then, the interval is 5. So, lahat ng yan ay mga information na kailangan natin sa ating formula. And let us use that in our formula to determine the quartile 1. Okay, using the formula, so we just work on with substituting all the value that we gathered from our previous tables. So, yan yung mga nakuha natin kanina. So, by substitution, we're looking for quartile 1. So, ang ating LB or the lower boundary is 15 and 5 tenths. So, plus, so itong K ay 1 times N, which is 45 over 4. So, from the formula, minus cumulative frequency below ay 3. So, we are going to write 3 there over the frequency of the class quartile, which is equal to 12, times the interval, which is Y. So, we have 5. Then, we copy 15 and 5 tenths plus, we just perform the indicated operation here. So, 1 times 45 is 45 divided by 4. That is 11 and 25 hundredths minus 3 over 12. So, we just copy times 5. Then, we copy again 15 and 5 plus 11 and 25 hundredths minus 3 divided by 12 times 5 is 3 and 44 hundredths. At pag inad natin ito, yun yung magiging quartile 1 natin, which is 18 and 94 hundredths. And what's the meaning of this? So, anong ibig sabihin that the quartile is 18 and 94 hundredths? Since this is quartile 1, therefore, 25% of the student have a score less than or equal to 18 and 94 hundredths. In other words, so tuwing makukuha natin yung quartile, that means say 25% doon ang nakakuha o mas mababa sa score na iyon. So, I hope sundan nyo yung ating video para sa decile at percentile. So, kung gagamitin naman natin ang quartile 2, ito rin naman yung magiging procedure. Papalitan lang ito ng 2. So, mababago lang yung K, magiging 2 lang. So, kung quartile 3 naman, so mababago lang yung 3. But again, the procedure is the same with this presentation. That's all, Kamato class. God bless us.